So I just lost about 7, 8 hours of work on my newest video. I think it's about time that I change my format because I am extremely frustrated right now. I figure that recording more footage and just overall putting a little bit less work into the editing stage in each video will allow me to make more videos. So I think that's probably what I'm going to be doing in the future. Since I just released an update video a couple videos ago, I don't really want to upload this as another update video, so I'm probably just going to attach it to whatever video I make after this. But just letting you guys know what's going on. Thanks. 1995 was a really good year for the RTS genre. First you had Command and Conquer that came out, and then just a couple months after we had Warcraft 2. Now, Warcraft 2 was quite possibly the first RTS I've ever played. I immediately fell in with the graphics and the story and the music. Just the general aesthetic really appealed to me when I was younger. The story covers the Second War. This is when the Warcraft series started getting really, really good. Now, the first game was pretty good when it came out, but it's aged pretty terribly. You can only select 4 units at a time, and you have to build next to the roads, and it's a bit of a mess by today's standards, but the second one still holds up to this day. The campaign is fairly long. I used to kind of suck at RTS when I was younger, so I never actually beat it legit. But I still remember the story. It was really good. I do think that there was maybe a bit of an over-reliance on ships, especially in the early levels, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't quite on the level of Brood War or Warcraft 3, but it was still really, really fun to play. It also evades the issue of the terrible AI, since at the very least, if the AI doesn't build anything, you can be assured that they at least have a base waiting for you to demolish. The game was extremely accessible. It only had 2 races, the humans and the orcs, just as the first game did. And they were both... They both had pretty much the same units, just reskins of each other, so, you know, footmen and grunts, and then you have the troll headhunters and the archers. You know, it was pretty easy to digest. The game was fairly micro-heavy, and still is today. You can only select 9 units at a time, or 1 building at a time. And you could only queue up 1 unit per production at a time. You can't just click, 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 and then be set. You have to keep going back and building over and over and over again. It takes a lot of attention. Not only that, but it also requires a lot of meta knowledge. It doesn't actually tell you building prerequisites as you're going on. You just have to know what you're going for when you start out. It's not too much of an issue after you play it for a while, but for new players it could be a little bit annoying. I could definitely see that happening. I did have more than 1 match in the skirmish where the AI would just refuse to build things. Just flat out refuse to build anything. Never got attacked. 15 minutes into the match, I go to their base, they don't even have barracks up and running. I don't know what's up with that, but it sucks pretty hard when it does. If the AI does actually decide to do things, the game was really fun in the custom matches, but it's a bit of a toss-up. I've played about 5 matches these last few days. I think 2 of them were pretty good, and then the last 3 were just complete and total, you know, losses. But I suppose, at the very least, even if that did happen, I could still enjoy the soundtrack as I was building up my base. Did I mention that the game had an amazing soundtrack? Because it does. It might as well be in one of the 10 Commandments, you know. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not play Warcraft 2 without the soundtrack. There are really only 2 things I hate about the game. The slow starts on some of the matches can be pretty annoying. You only start with like one peasant, 1 peon, and then you have to mine for a bit, build a farm, build a couple more peasants. I do prefer it when the games give you, you know, at least a handful of workers. I believe you can change that. You can change it in the options, but a lot of times the default setting is only the 1 worker. I think that the addition of the 3rd resource, oil, which is used for ships, was a little bit annoying. I wasn't a huge fan of, like, you know, loading all my guys to a transport ship and going across the ocean. Like, it was okay. It didn't kill the game for me, but it did kind of mess with the pacing a bit. Even though I do have those kind of small issues with the game, I still highly recommend the game to people who like RTS. It's aged super well, has a lot of content. I love the graphics, the story, the music. Yeah, it's still really, really fun. Plus, it's also worth it to see where the Warcraft series really kind of began. Like I said, it started with the first one, but the second one was when the series started getting really good. Alright, well, that's about it for me, I think. A little bit of a shorter video. I'm trying a new style of recording, but thanks for watching. See you next time.